Active agenda, and I'd like to declare the Design Review Board meeting of July 8, 2009 open, and let's begin. DRB 0921, the children's clothing patch. Tell us about yourself, the business, and what you'd like to do this evening.
Hi, my name is Cheryl Rapp, and I'm the owner of the Children's Clothing Patch. Wayne represents our third location. Our first location is in Newtown, Bucks County. Our second location was opened in Springhouse, Montgomery County. We specialize in upscale children's clothing from newborn to size 10 for girls and up to size 7 for boys. We also carry shoes and accessories and unique gifts. Our plan is to open August 15th, provided that we're ready for a fit out. And we are here tonight to get approval for a sign, an awning, and some window vinyl.
Great.
If you have something to show us, if you'd like to put it on the table, we can put it on the overhead screen. And if our experts can zoom in on it, we can see it even better. That's good.
We don't have a copy of that, right? Which is
Yes,
fine.
you do.
We do?
Yeah.
In the color? Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I do have it. I looked at all this too.
If it's helpful, I've brought an actual sample, a large sample of the awning.
Oh, that's going to look great. That's pretty.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
And we have already selected Sherwin-Williams colors for the exterior of the building, which will be in shades of green and yellow, as you see in the awning, to match.
There's not an existing awning, right?
No, there's really nothing up there right now.
How far out is this proposed to come?
Well, you can see on the drawing there, I'm not great at reading these, but I believe it comes out 3 feet.
Nice.
I'm sorry, what I couldn't hear.
The dimensions should actually be on that drawing,
So it shows 3
That's-
feet high by 20 feet long.
20 feet
But-
wide.
I think we're wondering, is it extending out like a, oh, nice. Okay, yeah, matches the fabric. Yeah.
Matt, do you see any problem with it?
No, I measured it, and we actually brought that down from the original size.
The sign?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you,
But
Matt.
It was originally non-conforming because of the store width.
Mm-hmm.
I think we measured it could be up to 34 square feet, and now it's conforming now.
Okay. What about the awning? Does it actually extend out? Is it just it's hard to tell here.
I have another sketch that was provided by the awning.
Well,
Oh,
if
yeah.
it's 3 high, it probably projects 3 feet.
But if you have a drawing of it,
Can you see that all right there?
can you slide it, put it in place? See, if you look up here, you'll see what we see. Okay.
Because that's going to be
2 feet, 1 feet.
And I also have a written description of it, if that's helpful.
No, I'm good.
So it looks like it might stick out 3 feet.
Yeah, it's
Sorry? Okay.
actually does not come out as far as our neighbor, High
Okay.
Road,
Mhm.
and it does not the
flap?
the flap does
I'll
not
call it
come
right
down
now.
as long.
Okay.
We're really looking for a nice clean finish, but something that would provide a little bit of shade. It's a very large window,
Mhm.
so we're looking to provide a little bit of shade.
Oh, it's conforming
I
in
think it looks
size.
great.
I don't have any problems with the
Nope.
colors. Do you have any problems with
No,
the
I think it
colors?
looks wonderful. It'd be a
I think
nice
it's terrific.
finish to that. And then this is your vinyl for the windows, right?
That's the window vinyl, and that actually is very consistent with our other locations
Where's your Bucks County location?
in Newtown, in the village at
road?
Newtown,
What road?
on South Eagle Road. We've been there. We're just celebrating our 10th anniversary there. Thank you. But the vinyl is it's a two-part process. It will go on white, and then there'll be a green overlay to provide a little bit of dimension and pop. It's really very attractive means. We opted not to put any additional verbiage on the awning itself to keep a nice clean facade. And if needed, I have also the revised sign. I think Matt just gave you that, actually.
I think we have that.
We like it.
It's good. I like it.
Cindy,
you.
would you make the,
There was one other issue that
Oh.
we just wanted to review. One of the artistic inputs from our sign manufacturer was that we're trying to beautify a rather plain facade. And obviously, when we paint it, that will make a big difference. The awning will certainly improve the appearance. But working within the confines of the sign size, the maximum size that was provided by the township, we're hoping that we can use a two-tone color approach to the painting to kind of outline the existing sign, but it will stay within the colors that we've provided for the outside of the building, which are those Sherwin-Williams colors.
I have
that
no
we
problem
That's-
with
I have
that.
no problem with that.
Great. Okay.
Okay.
Cindy?
So we're good? All right, I move that we approve DRB 0921, the children's clothing patch for their overhead sign, their awning, and the vinyl signs that are going on the windows and the door. Anything else?
Second.
Good.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Approved.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And good luck with your business.
Thank you very much.
Next is DRB 0922, AZ on Main. Tell us who you are, tell us about the
We're from
business.
Elmart Graphics in Westchester. We're representing the owners. They're taking over the Maya restaurant space.
The entire space?
Just the restaurant, not the Market Cafe.
Gotcha.
Okay. So you'll be replacing the signs as they appear now. I think your presentation's pretty clear what's going to happen here.
Okay.
You guys see it, right?
Yeah. I just have a question about the monument sign.
Mm-hmm.
What's it look like at night?
At night, the copy will illuminate. It's a black and white plexi, so during the day, everything will appear black, and at night, it'll appear white. The background will be solid, won't illuminate.
The back will be
Okay.
solid what at night?
The background is solid, it will not illuminate.
Will not
So it's going to
illuminate.
reverse. What we see during the day is reversed at
It's
night.
a
Yeah.
silver metallic aluminum face with routed out letters, and then there's acrylic on the inside
Look-
that looks,
It looks like everything you're doing, you're replacing in kind.
yes.
Yes.
The
You're not
on
creating
Main,
any
signs
new
and everything.
signage? Okay.
so where it says on Main, will that show up at night also?
Yes.
That will, it'll illuminate blue.
Translucent blue.
Great.
What kind of lights are they?
There's,
Am I missing that?
they're fluorescent bulbs on the inside, I think.
Yeah, that's it.
Wait a minute, where's the green? On the, on Main?
No, that's blue.
That's blue.
Yeah,
Well,
that's fine.
the Aussie.
The Aussie, as it shows in black in the restaurant, it will show black during the day. Then when you illuminate it at night, it turns white.
Okay.
The tittle over the eye and the on main will appear blue during the day and then illuminate blue at night.
So what you have over the doors is what we're going to, sort of what we're going to see at night, right?
Yes,
Okay.
They're all white.
they'll be white all the time.
Matt, do you see anything that's not in conformance? It looks like it's all replaced in kind.
It's exactly, some are going to be higher than 15 feet, but it's all per the original
Right.
agreement from Caruso, the court
I see.
settlement, so these signs are
That's right.
conforming.
I think they look good. They're not right on 30. They're hard to see.
Would you like to make
So I'm
Sure.
Should we ask him to, because I know the owner isn't here, but maybe you could tell us what's going in, what type of restaurant's going in there?
I'm not sure exactly what kind of food he cooks. I'm sure it's going to be the same kind of menu that he has at his
Okay.
first one in media, but he's got, the other one I think is Oriental cuisine. I'm not the
He does some
Taikuku.
Thai fusion at a restaurant. He does, I think Aussie is mostly global fusion, maybe a little Oriental and American cuisine.
And when are they expecting to open?
I think he's open
Oh,
this
really?
month. Yeah,
Ah.
that one was due to open in June.
Okay.
He's also doing Parker's Prime, which is opening this month. We just finished all the
Where's that?
signage at that in Edgemont.
Oh,
That used to be Route 3.
oh, yeah, I know where that is. Okay. Go ahead, Matt.
Matt, would you take it?
Yep.
from
In the
there?
matter of DRB 0922, Azio, Maine, we, the board, approve it as submitted. Do we have a second?
I second.
Approved.
Thank you.
Next is DRB 0923, monograms, et cetera.
What's the et cetera?
I'm Annette Hawk. I've been in Spread Eagle Village for 19 years now, but I moved into another spot where Sotheby's was.
I see.
This is the sign. They had this. They had the existing awning, and we're just putting a piece on the front that says monograms instead of monograms, etc., to cover the Kerfus Sotheby's sign.
Is this an existing blue awning, or is
Yes.
it a new blue awning?
Mhm.
Existing blue awning,
Yeah.
and it presently does not have any signage on the fascia of the awning.
No,
The
it
frame.
had Kerfus Sotheby's,
I see.
and I just took some blue paint and covered that up. So now the contractor, you have the information from the contractor. He's going to put a piece of canvas on that, so it'll be clean and you won't see
I
anything
see.
over top of it.
So it's this building,
Yes,
and just the front,
yes.
that's going to have
Mhm. Yeah,
this,
it comes out 3 feet, yeah,
okay.
the
And
canvas
this is
that
going
you
to be
have
sewn
there.
on or glued on to the existing awning?
I think it's going to snap on.
Okay, and is this
Yeah.
the color of the
Yes.
existing awning?
Mhm.
Oh, great. Are you doing any other, I don't see any other signage here.
No, I didn't have any other signage in mind. I think I probably will want to put something on the window and maybe the door later, but I want to just get this up as
Mhm.
quickly as possible. But we're a boutique. We have fine linens. We do monogramming on things that people bring in. We have children's baby stuff, gifts that we personalize just about everything. We have glassware. We have bags of all kinds.
Can you etch on
Everything.
glass?
We don't do it ourselves, but we do sell glassware that's etched and
I see.
actually engraved, hand engraved.
Wow.
And,
And also metal things, like, silver or,
yeah, we have some things like that, not a whole lot of that, but we do like silver frames and keychains and things
Yeah.
like that. We do we put vinyl lettering on acrylic and anything else. If it'll stand still, we'll monogram it for you somehow.
that's a good way to describe it. When do you expect to move, or have you already moved?
We already moved.
Okay, good.
Are you doing anything to the door or just?
Not
the-
right
Yeah.
now.
Matt, do you see anything that's,
Two things. Is the lettering going to be less, 8 inches or less? Do you know a height?
Well, the piece, I'm sorry.
I say it's 12 inches
It's
from there.
12 inches, and the lettering is to scale on here.
Okay, that's fine. Just make sure that just per our code, it needs to be 8 inches or smaller. Okay, and then,
I think that's on the contractor's page that you have.
okay.
I mean, proportionally, it looks like 7 or 8
6
inches.
inches.
It looks like it's about
6
8 inches if
inches.
it's
6
to
inches?
scale.
Okay.
It's 6, yeah,
It's
Thank
6,
you.
we can go to 8.
yeah.
And then do you have a property address that you can put on here somewhere? Is Spread Eagle all one address, or do you have each have your
Well, there are
own?
different suites, but
Could-
503 was.
Were you going to
not
put a
that.
suite somewhere on the door? If it's not there, could you, just for emergency purposes or something, if you can put
I
something up?
could, if I just put a little
That's
vinyl
fine.
thing?
Just something to identify. You can
Okay.
put on the door, somewhere
Okay.
on there. Okay, you don't have to put it on the awning, though.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, if you ever have an ambulance or a police call or anything,
Granted,
it
yeah.
tells them exactly where you
Mhm.
are.
Okay. I think I should put a sign on the door, and I'll make another application for that.
You don't have
You
to,
don't
if
have
it's
to
going to
make
be on the
Yeah.
window glass, you don't
Yeah.
need to come, you don't need to come in for that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, just make sure it's less than 20% of the window space.
Yeah, we'll keep it in good taste.
Great.
Thank you, Mrs. Hawk. Cindy, would you like to?
Yes, I move that we approve DRB 0923 for monograms, et cetera, for their change to the awning as presented. That's my motion.
I second that motion.
Thank you.
Approved?
Thank you.
Great.
Next is DRB 0924, Cappy and Company, 337 West Lancaster Avenue. Is Cappy here? Well, we'll move to the next one. DRB 0925, Joseph R. Greenberg, DMD PC, 600 Newtown Road.
Good evening, good evening.
Hi, Don.
This is, my name is Don Mercuri Sign and Awning.
All right.
And this is Dr. Joseph Greenberg, who will be moving his practice from Bryn Mawr to Ithan, Pennsylvania. Yes, Ithan. So I want to introduce Dr. Greenberg. And what I have here is the same exact drawings I gave to you, but they're more color version. I'll give you one minute. These are the same things, but they're updated to
Yeah, thank you.
be a little bit more visual.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm trying to, oh, okay. Right. Got it. All right, are you Dr. Greenberg?
I am.
Tell us about yourself and,
I'm a dentist. I'm a specialist in restorative dentistry that we call periodontal prosthesis, which is perhaps a strange word, except not to Cindy. And so I do prosthodontics. I like to do front teeth, specialized front teeth. We're going to have a dental laboratory on site, a custom laboratory, and we call it aesthetic dentistry.
And Joe, you've been in practice for a
Yes,
while.
been in
You didn't just get
practice.
out of dental school, so.
Do you really want me to tell you how long?
No, but you can tell us where you've been, where you were practicing
I
prior
was
to
in Bryn Mawr for
Bryn Mawr.
about 10
Yeah.
years, and prior to that in Ardmore and Suburban Square.
This is a nice location.
Thank you.
Okay, so,
Were you above Sharper Image?
Yes. Craig Frankel, been my patient for a long time.
My brother.
Yes.
all right. So which one's first? Do you want us to look at first, Dom?
Okay, the first one we would like to present is a 4x8 oval HDU carved sign that we're going to place at the, I guess I can put that right here.
may I ask, are there any signs there presently? Is there a sign there presently?
Well, this one, it was occupied by
It's a building.
The builder?
Mr. Farley.
Right.
And there was a 4x8 sign there on the existing monument, which was taken down after he left, after he sold the property. And we're simply replacing that, which was a rectangle, with this oval.
So you're using the stone that he
Correct.
already had in place?
Yes.
And you have frontage on like 3 streets?
Yes.
Yeah, so are there, how many signs are there?
Well,
that
we're
are-
presenting this sign, which is, I guess, on the, I don't know, the north side of Conestoga Road.
It's at the tip of the triangle.
Okay,
pointing
so when you're
towards the Blue
coming,
Route.
driving west on
From Wayne.
Conestoga, you will see it at the triangle right there, right?
Yes.
Now, what about for people who are coming east? What are they,
Well, they're on the second page.
that's this sign I see. Okay,
Your entrance is on is on Newtown, not on
Newtown.
Conestoga.
2 entrances on Newtown.
yeah.
I see.
Now, on that corner right there of Radnor, Chester, and Conestoga Road, we're going to put a 3x6 carved sign, which is identical.
That's a new sign.
That's new.
That's new.
Yeah.
Yeah, new sign, which is identical. Also will be carved gold leaf, 23 karat gold. Right at the corner, inside the triangle, the visual triangle.
Right. Okay, so how many things are we approving altogether?
Well, there's a third.
And then over the door, right?
Yeah, there was an awning there. There was a retractable awning. There was a retractable awning, which we're going to reposition up there. They took it down to do construction on the second floor.
Okay.
So what we're doing is, all we're doing is taking the valance off and replacing it with a brand-new Sunbrella forest green valance with white lettering. The valance itself is about 12 inches.
Okay.
And the lettering will be 8 inches.
Okay, good.
It won't exceed 8. It'll probably be like 7.5, 8 inches. According to that 12-inch by 138-inch layout. It won't exceed 8 inches.
Okay, that's good. And then we have the parking signs.
Are they
they're still
instructional sign, are they instructional signs, Matt?
Page,
I'm
you mean like
sorry, Tony?
arrows? Are they-
No, last page.
The parking signs, are they,
What do you mean,
these
do they
regarded
come
as
under?
instructional signs?
They're going to be, let's see if we're,
Oh, I see.
Seeing that you're in the unique position of being on 3 roads, maybe 4.
Oh, do you have this page?
Yes.
Is that going to show? Yeah.
Well, what we're doing here is we're regarding them as, 2 of them are going to be wall signs. Because if you're coming from Villanova up Conestoga Road, that's where the triangle starts. And at the bottom of the property is a parking lot. And then up the hill is the building.
Okay.
So the sign over to the extreme right, with the arrow pointing to the left and up, will be placed on the wall for the patients that park in that parking lot.
I am familiar with the issues. I think there is some access issues that people have to make very quick decisions as to where to enter, and I think you need instructional signs. Would you agree, Matt?
that's correct.
And that's why these signs are being provided?
These would be instructional signs. Now, I just want to make sure that instructional signs, they cannot exceed, let's see,
Yeah, they
they're,
just won't do the kind of- I have mine.
directional signs. The instructional signs, you can go quite large.
Ins-
Signs shall not exceed 30 square feet in sign area or sign feet, or sign height is 6 feet above existing grade. But these are going to be placed on the wall? Okay.
The
Then-
2 of them will be placed on the wall.
So, Dom, if I'm looking at this plan view, can you just point to them on there for me?
Okay, I'm gonna grab it.
We can treat them as directional signs, and as long as they're not more than 4 square feet.
They are 4 square feet. Well, actually, one's 4, isn't it? Two times 2, yeah.
They're less than 4 square.
Yeah, they're 4 or less.
They really are directional, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think so.
So they can be placed anywhere, really, walls.
Okay, you want me to point it out?
Yeah, just curious about
All
that.
right, let's move past the directional signs to...
Wait, I just want to know where they're going to be, Tony.
Well, if you're,
This is, so we're seeing Newtown Road here,
But
and there's a wall.
Joe, you have to move your head back a little.
Oh,
It's on the
sorry.
screen, okay?
There's a wall here, and a fairly large platform on top of a pilaster.
Okay.
One of the signs will go there, so that people coming up Radnor Chester Road or up Newtown Road are going to see that the handicap accessible entrance and parking is at the top level.
Okay.
The other 2 signs, Dom, I'm not, oh, you showed them. There's one at the,
pillar, at the pillar,
okay, and one
on the wall.
on the wall at the bottom of the building, so that we want to direct patients so that they know where the handicap accessible entrance is, which is only at the top level where the garage is, and that's where the handicap accessible parking is as well.
Okay.
I almost wonder with all the signage, which is outside, whether you need the sign on the building itself, because that's kind of self-explanatory from the road signs.
You
Well,
want one over the door?
if I may answer that?
Go ahead.
Okay,
Just help me with that a little bit.
Well, we
Well-
want to make sure that people don't go in the lower entrance,
All
because the
right,
lower
okay, all
entrance
right.
does not lead to the second floor in any way, shape, or form. So I don't
I
want,
see.
you know, folks to be knocking on the door and expecting someone to answer it, because there won't be anybody there.
There is very little room to walk along the road. So there's going to be a sidewalk right up here, coming into the entrance, right, Doctor?
Right.
Now, on this wall right here, this directional, or the wall sign right there, when they park in this parking lot right here, they're going to see this wall sign and walk up this walk into the entrance.
Correct.
Okay.
I see. All right.
It directs them away from where the awning will be, and that will be an entrance not for patients.
Okay, so the awning, that awning, what entrance is that?
That's the lower level.
But it's not for patients?
Not for patients.
Do you think you want to make it that bold? Or what do you mean?
The awning?
I mean, that's calling to me. I'm parking here, I'm thinking, I'm going to go in there.
All right, good point.
I don't know, I just think it,
Oh,
I
I
don't
see.
want it to
This
be
is an-
confusing for you.
right.
When you said it's not, I
It's an
thought,
awning.
I
Right.
thought you were going to be on the second floor, then I saw this, I thought, I
Yes.
may be wrong, but,
That's a conference center, teaching center, so not for patients really down there. That's why we wanted to make that sign very clear, parking and entrance, the sign to your right here, which will go on the wall. And if necessary, if you think we could we'll put another sign on the door.
Doctor, are you the building owner?
Yes.
Will there be other tenants in that building requesting signage?
No, sir.
On that property requesting signage?
No, sir.
All right, that tells me
I'm
something.
looking at that. Well, I just wanted to be explanatory, clear for your patients, so, you know,
Sure.
I think you certainly have the right to replace that awning above that door. It's just, it's up to you whether or not you want to put something on the door that says, you know, not patient entrance or something, you know.
Okay.
That's the third sign, which we're still.
Okay.
So we have a few things to approve.
It's all by the way, I don't see any problem.
Yeah, he just said there would be 6 inches on that, didn't
Dominic, what are the height of the Joseph Greenberg letters? You have a 12-inch fascia on the awning. We'd like those letters to be 6 inches.
6? Yeah, we can make them 6 inches.
All right.
That's actually better since it's not the
I
primary
think the
entrance.
scale will be better.
But there's some place where it says the awning is larger than that.
There's a little walkway that goes down 3 steps. The awning itself is only about 7 feet from that walkway, so it's not very high. From the ground level, the lettering will only be about 7.5 feet. But we certainly can make the lettering 6 inches.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't see any problem in you doing that.
Okay.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
Cindy, would
Matt
you
must be
like
ready.
to?
All right.
Go
No,
ahead, Cindy.
Tony, I have a,
Is there any,
Oh.
yes, what?
just have a few clarifications here. First, we're showing it's 4 by 8, which is 32 square feet. We're allowed 30 for a monument sign. Can you demonstrate in this? I think it is below, but I think for the record here, because we're showing it as 4 by 8. But really, it isn't 4 by 8, is it? It's because it curves there. Can you estimate what size it actually is then?
Well, if we go 4 by 8, which is 32 square feet,
Right.
if we shaved all the excess from the rectangle,
Okay.
it would be well below 30 square feet.
Okay, great. Then do me a favor, we get this approved, and then when you fill out your building permit, can we get an actual size from you then?
Yeah, well, I'll give you
Okay.
square footage, but it will be well below 30.
All right, great, thank you. And my second thing is, as you may know, on sign contents for freestanding signs, it clearly states that it can contain only the name, address, logo, and telephone number on the sign. And I see a web address here.
I was gonna ask about that.
What can we, are you interpreting it differently than the code says, and or were you not aware of that?
Well, each day when I drive past the Willows and I see those brand-new signs, they have the township website on the sign. And so it's informational, it's important, and we thought that if it's okay with the township, it would be okay with us.
Well, I can't, unfortunately, I can't go on the record and grant approval for this because it's in our zoning code. That's not to say you can't go to the zoning hearing board and seek a variance on this, but unfortunately, we can't get that approved with a web address on there because I've denied other applicants the same thing, and it comes down to a question of fairness on this. Okay?
I think, and yeah, obviously it is in the code. I think it's one of those things where a web address is becoming more and more prevalent.
That's not an issue here. We can't approve it. He's saying we can't approve it.
I know, but it is
No,
something.
we can't approve it. That's what we're saying.
I think eventually web addresses will overcome phone numbers.
I bet you're right, and maybe we have to look at the signage, but we can't
I
change
agree
that.
with you, and then we're going to have to amend the code for that. I completely agree with you 100%, Dom, that we need to update that and simply say web address on there. I agree with you, but unfortunately this time we can't put that on there.
Well, you can always add it later when
What is the proper process to appeal that?
It would be a zoning hearing board. You would have to go before the zoning hearing board for variance to seek approval for that,
Just for that one piece.
for that one piece.
Well, since the
go on,
sign
Susan.
would have to be made, would it be possible to cover it with something, cover that portion with something until the hearing?
Well, these are vinyl
And
letters,
either leave
right?
it covered or not?
How are these letters
these are-
applied? Aren't they?
Well, they're going to be carved. All the copy will be carved. What we could do is we could leave it off, take the sign down, and at a later date, whether we go through the zoning hearing process or whether they change their code to become,
Yes.
more website friendly, we can put it back on.
Is the sign already manufactured?
No.
Okay.
I mean, we bought the boards and everything like that. We spent a lot of time. I just, my own personal feeling is, I think eventually, I think it's all, we all know that the websites
Don,
will
we're
be.
I agree.
sympathetic.
I'm just telling you, that's what's going to happen.
There's nothing we can do because we can't approve it. We can only approve what's in the ordinance, and it's not in the ordinance.
When do you expect, are you already practicing in that space yet? And when do you think you'll be able to move in?
August 3rd is when I'm hoping to open.
Good, that's great.
So would you accept that be off, either covered or just off?
I would say to leave it off until it's approved.
I would leave it off until it's approved, because I don't know how you're going to cover it and not damage the sign, but have that covering stay on. I don't know what you would do.
And then I'm just afraid that over time, if by chance, not that you would be, if it was denied, then that sign's always going to have that on there, and eventually that covering's going to come off.
Well, I'm not a builder, so I can't answer that.
But I don't understand, how does the township put their website on their
No.
sign? How do they do that?
Don't know.
I just want to know.
They didn't come in front of us. I don't know.
It's common sense. It's a good move. It was a good move on their part.
Well, we don't disagree with you, Dom. I think you're right, and it's just the way of the future. Everybody's going to be identified by their website, but we don't have that in our code yet, so we'll have to make that change. Let's see, we can approve some aspects of this.
So let's move on this,
Yeah.
can we?
So I move that we approve both the monument sign, the freestanding sign with the website not on the sign at this time, and that we approve the awning with the lettering to be 6 inches, and that we approve the parking signs as presented on the revised sheet here for placement in the way you indicated on the plan view.
And the monument has to be below 30 feet.
Oh, I'm sorry, and yep, the monument is not to exceed 30 square feet.
Right.
Thanks. Did I get it all, you think?
Yes.
Okay.
I second.
Second,
Yes.
thank you very
Aye.
much.
All right,
Thank you very much.
Good luck, Doctor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy.
Thanks.
Next is DRB 0926, edible arrangements, 777 East Lancaster Avenue.
I like these guys.
Come on up and tell us about yourself and your business and what you want to do.
Well, I'm not the owner. I'm the manager of the store. The owner unfortunately couldn't be here
Okay.
tonight.
Well-
Mr. Cotton had another commitment. Edible Arrangements is it's a franchise corporation, and we make fruit bouquets that are delicious, if I have to say so myself. And we basically are franchised all over the world. The location has been an Edible Arrangement since 2006. The original owner there of the franchise forfeited the franchise in 2008, and Mr. Cotton has since purchased the franchise and renewed the lease in his name, and we've opened a store again, and hopefully we'll be successful there. And he's got a few things that he wants to do to just kind of give us some recognition from the street, because right now there really is no signage that faces out on Lancaster Avenue that can be seen as people are traveling past. We have a small sign over the door, however, we have an overhang over the front window, so you really, right now, can't see anything, so we're
So
hoping.
you're right in that spot in Villanova, right?
We're right next to the
Okay,
post
right-
office.
Yeah.
Right next to the post office,
In Villanova, oh, okay.
in Villanova, right on Lancaster Avenue. Mhm.
The sizes are here. So this sign is, where's that going?
It's going on the window,
Do we have a picture, I mean,
I'll
on the,
let you take me.
on the store window, or?
on the store window.
Do we have a picture of that, or am I?
Do you have,
I don't have a picture of the window. Keith has all of that.
okay, this is just, what you have is the approximation, the size of the windows. It's a double window.
Oh,
It's
you
a
mean,
what you just had in your hand was a recreation of the size of the windows, and it's.
so is this covering the whole window?
No, I don't believe so. I don't believe it's, township
So,
ordinance is
I'm-
not allowed to
No,
cover
I know,
the-
so that's why I'm confused, I'm sorry, I'm
That's
saying, I'm
okay.
being obtuse here.
Is it
You have to
20%
help
of the
us
window or
with
something?
more information.
Yeah, I'm just trying to
on
figure out
this.
I'm just gonna do the math here with my little calculator, I wanted to see the,
I don't understand. What about the sign that's currently being showed in this? What is that?
That's over the front door. That's a very small sign that's not
That-
easily visible if
that
there's
was
a lot of
there.
traffic.
Is that what
That
you
was there, yes.
It's still there.
It's still there.
And you're not changing that?
No.
Okay, so you're just talking about a window sign?
Mm-hmm.
Just want to put a decal on the window with the logo.
Matt, do they even need to be here? No
One
offense, I
second.
like seeing you.
Well, it's in the window, it can't occupy more than 20%.
20% of the window.
Yes, yes,
was
they
our
did. It's
understanding.
part of the application. The reason I made that comment earlier was because they're already coming in for an awning application, and we don't have to make them come back for that if we get that, if we talk about it publicly. But yeah, they do for this.
How big are the windows?
I'll let you handle that one. I don't,
The windows are.
89 inches wide.
Where do you see
Right,
that?
67.5 inches high.
Oh, I got it, so this is the window.
Yeah, it's the actual size of the window.
okay, so this gold is
I'm
not,
on
I
board.
was picturing a whole gold screen,
Oh,
I'm
no,
sorry.
no.
That's, see, that's what I
That's
think I'm
just the
being an
color,
idiot,
yeah,
okay.
that's-
That's the window, what I
Yes,
see in gold is the
mhm.
window, these are
Right.
your decals that are gonna go in the window,
Yes.
they're clearly not, what's it, 20%?
20, I think it's 20%.
And you have two windows, so there's nothing, or you're gonna do the same thing over here?
There's going to be nothing in that
Nothing in the other
window.
one.
All right, so does that seem, Matt, like we have an appropriate coverage? Yes, I'm getting thumbs up on that. And that's the only thing we're being asked to approve today, right?
As far as I
Correct.
know, yes.
Matt, is it by window or total window space?
Total window space for the entire storefront.
Oh,
So we're good. Looks good.
Okay.
hold on.
Do you guys think it's okay?
Let me just-
I'm back with my little calculator, but I think it's okay.
I wasn't sure.
Just in case.
It's a terrible calculator.
So it's 70 square feet.
It's 15 feet wide.
Well, it's 70 square feet.
Wide.
So each one of these, I think, is
He didn't say
individual.
Five
determine
foot
both windows.
Here, that-
No,
Like
so
splitting
just
it
the
up,
one.
just
He
the
wanted
one.
70
to
square
So you
feet.
take it
For the
as-
banner.
This whole thing is,
For the stuff that they send us from the work group.
Right.
so it's got to be 14 square feet is what they got.
That's my whole folder. So much stuff.
Yeah, and I don't know where he put it, because it wasn't on his desk, because I went in and looked in his office, but it wasn't there.
52 by 46.
It's potentially 4 by 5. It's 20 by the, as the crow flies, but if you knock it down from the space, it's probably close to 14.
Let's say 6 by Like 85 feet, 85 square feet. And this is 5 feet by 4
We're all
feet.
busy doing our math.
20.
No, I'm just doing, using my little calculator.
It's a little bit heavy. Heavy.
Not too much. If you knock it down, right?
This is all open space here. Doesn't count. It's. I think mathematically, you're gonna have to reduce it a little bit.
Okay.
It's pushing the envelope here.
Wait, we have 85 square feet, so they're allowed 17 feet in coverage, right? 17, is that right?
What'd you do, Mr. Long Math guy?
Yeah,
Got about-
is it about 85 square feet?
Yeah, it came out, I came up with 75 on
Okay,
the
so-
lower end, so
That's what I
we'll
got.
go- so we come up with.
Let's- Even if you go with 80,
Say it.
we'll count it.
You have to take the logo, so you can't do the math like this,
Mm-mm.
you know, X times Y like this.
No.
You take each individual piece.
Yeah.
And they're well within.
They're well
All right.
within because there's
All
a
right.
lot of open spaces.
Yes.
Okay, let's, can we move?
In the matter of.
It's really nice looking.
Matt, we ready?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
In the matter of DRB 0926, edible arrangements, applying for a window decal, we, board, approve it as submitted. Do I hear a second?
I second.
Approved.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Thank you.
I think, is it possible Kathy's this one?
Oh, this is thick.
Okay.
Next applicant is DRB 0927, Jerry Goldstone, 958 County Line Road.
Good evening.
Tell us about yourself and what
For
you
the
want to
record,
do.
it's Jeffrey Goldstone. I don't know if there's a typo there or not, but my first name is Jeffrey.
Oh, Jeffrey.
I don't know if I
Yeah,
have to say
Jeffrey, I'm
Jerry or
sorry.
if that's my ear.
Yeah, it was,
It's Jeffrey.
Can we call you Jerry?
that's right.
I've been called worse.
No, you're fine.
We'll try not to do that.
I'm here tonight with Andy Rubin, one of the other property owners, and just in case there's any further questions, our registered architect, Louis Schaefer.
Good evening.
Just as a matter of quick introduction, we have been property owners in the township since 1979. We own a commercial property on Lancaster Avenue in Wayne. Next door to this particular property, we've owned that property since 1996, I believe, or 97, no, I think 96, at 968 County Line Road in Bryn Mawr. And we have recently purchased, within the past year, 958 County Line Road in Bryn Mawr, formerly called the Conestoga Medical Building, and managed for many, many years by John J., or if you know him well, Bud Burns, and his real estate office is right down the street. This is a building that is long past its time. It has no handicap parking, it has no handicap bathrooms, it has no sprinkler system. It is a well-worn building, and when we tried to rent the building, we've had a rent sign on there since last July or August. We have had no takers for a variety of reasons. Part of it has to do with the market, of course. A lot of it has to do with the antiquated building that we're dealing with. So, we're here tonight regarding the building design, and that's why Mr. Schaefer is here, just in case we have any more detailed questions that I'm able to answer. And I guess I'll turn it over to Andy, unless the board would like to shoot the questions out at us.
What's on either side of you? This is on County Line?
Yeah, let's start with, we'll go Yang Ming on the corner.
Okay.
Then the 7-Eleven. The
Okay.
next building is not what we're talking about, but we own that building, Bagel Factory.
And that's a picture
Okay,
of it right there.
and you're doing something
And we're
similar?
All
on
right,
the next
that-
building,
Exactly.
which is
Okay.
a
The
two-story
photographs help.
walk-up medical building now.
Yeah, so,
Next to us, yeah.
Is that the one that says future home of the hand center?
no, there's the history of that is, that's this property here. And about 12 years ago, we stepped into that. There were a lot of problems that applicant had with the township and what had been proposed. We acquired the property, and I think we were seen as a breath of fresh air at the time. We developed a very nice relationship with our neighbor, Paul Kern and Bud Burns, and they were behind, supported our application, and that's what led to this building here.
But yes, that sign, that was up there for
Yes,
quite a
so that
long
was
time.
up, that was up there for
Yes.
quite a long time.
Okay, so that's the building.
But it never was a hand sign.
No, I know.
It was really just advertising.
That was Dr. Weeby, right?
That's Dr.
That's
Weeby.
correct.
So did you say something about two-story? No, that is,
No, our.
no, neither of these are two-story.
They're
They're actually-
bi-level, I guess you could call them. In other words, if you go around the back side of each
Oh.
building, there's a space accessible from the Glenbrook side.
So there's space available, it's not just a facade, or it's?
No, there's actual commercial
Okay.
space in use around, on each side of
We have
those two
Glenbrook
buildings.
Avenue frontage in the back,
Right.
so
Oh, okay,
it's
I
a
know that.
lower level. So it's really a two-story building, but you can't see from County Line Road, you can only see
You can only see one story.
Okay.
If you go around the back, the
I
grade.
didn't realize the grade, the elevation was so much
Kinda
lower.
like This building, it's kind
Right.
of like the township.
In the hill,
you
yeah.
got- Yeah.
That looks so much better, and it also gives a better placement for signage.
Correct, yeah.
Opens it up a lot.
As Jeff pointed out, the market wasn't there for this type of building in the condition that it was in. Oh, sure, sorry. So what we did was we explored making this building here similar to that building there, which Lou had originally designed, and we received some good feedback on that design. We have two tenants to occupy this building here, and we can talk about that in a few minutes regarding some signage. But we wanted to first just explain to you what, in terms of the exterior of the building, what we were looking to accomplish. So it would be a similar, and here's a rendering. You have to allow a little bit of leeway in terms of the colors on a copy like that. The roof line will not be quite as high as the building next door. It doesn't really lend itself at that point to do that, but it will be comparable. It will have, you'll see we actually want to put some brick on the lower portions. We'll have storefront with burgundy color similar to next door. We'll have the dormers, again, to tie into the building next door. You know, we like to create something that looks nice.
I think it's terrific.
Looks
And
much
that's-
better.
That's what we're going with here, yeah.
So the materials are are the brick, and then is
Yeah.
it stucco above, or what is?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, don't hold us to this exact spec, but we did spend a little bit of time with the builder thinking about what we'd want to do.
Nice.
The brick here is very white washed out. There'll be some brick reveal along the bottom. We'll have the storefront, and then you know,
You're really going
nice-
to mostly see glass as
Yeah, it looks like it.
as you look at it.
Well, we're
Really
familiar with
looking
the
at it,
other
gonna
buildings.
see-
Yeah, you're
gonna
familiar
see
with the other
shingles,
buildings.
Yeah, it
You're
looks
going to
good.
see glass. Do you want to?
Yeah, so, you know, we'll have a shingle, possibly this color. We may select something different, but it'll be a nice-looking shingle.
So you keep the continuity of the other building.
We're going to keep the continuity of the other
Okay.
building. And then the drive-it portion along
Sure.
the top, similar light.
Are you adding square footage?
No, we're not
Just
adding any
you just
square
put a
footage.
new skin on, that's it.
Correct.
Actually, it's going to get a little bit smaller because there's two vestibules on the existing building that are coming off.
Oh,
So
those things that one that I think
Yeah,
juts
that
out?
goes
Yeah,
shut
that's
out.
that's
You
gone.
can't have them and have
No.
handicap access.
Right.
So those are coming off.
And
So
you'll have a sidewalk
Technically,
in-
we're going to be a little bit smaller footprint than we have now.
And there'll be a sidewalk in the front. It'll be,
Nice.
you know, handicap accessible, and it'll look a lot nicer.
Well, that'd be nice to see that changed.
Yeah, so that's,
Future home of the hand sign.
And Matt, everything's good there, right? So we can,
yes. And we have our, and our full plans are under review, hopefully to be completed.
I really applaud guys like you that make our township better looking. I think it's terrific. Thank
Well,
you.
Can
we
you talk
appreciate
about
that.
who you might have as tenants, just
Yeah.
out of
I can
curiosity?
talk about that, sure. So if I can move away from the
Yes.
exterior portion, I can talk a little bit about signage. Just give me a
We'll
minute.
tie into what we have.
Maybe we can talk. If it's all right with you, can I, we have, I can talk a minute about the ground sign, because we'd like to propose a ground sign for the building.
I think you'll still have to come in with an application for it.
Well, yeah, actually, I did
Did-
talk to Matt about that, and
Oh.
I do have information. That was something we were going to discuss, if I can. He said it was okay to discuss it this evening.
If you said so, sure.
Yeah.
No, mhm.
Let me get-
Sure.
They're here.
So what we have next door,
We understand that has to be permitted.
Oh, yeah, I know,
We're not trying to bypass that.
I mean, we're talking about a monument sign.
A monument sign.
But we knew
Okay.
we'd have to discuss
Right.
the sign with you. Okay, so this is what we have next door at 968.
We
It's
just
a-
had Curves, I think, come before us a few months ago to change their,
Yes.
Yes, that
There, I
makes
think,
sense.
was an awning application as
Yeah.
opposed to.
was,
uh,
right. They didn't make any changes to the monument? Whatever.
No, they put the slot in where ADP used to be.
Okay.
And that was the only change at the time with respect to the monument sign.
So what we're looking to do is to create a sign like this.
Mm-hmm.
This is an aluminum sign. The letters are routed out. They're internally illuminated, routed letters. I think there's a white plexi that is installed on there, so you get the white color. We hadn't really thought about color per se, and if it needs to be, if we can add some color to it, that would be ideal. Color's probably more important in terms of the actual tenant signs, and we can talk about that.
Well, the buildings are side by side, you're keeping the rhythm of the other building, wouldn't you make the same monument sign? Or would you make it different?
Here's the sketch, and it's
Yeah.
very complimentary, but
Let me show you that. Can't really see everything. It's not a dolled-up sketch, because I knew I had this picture to kind of show you what it would look like. But again, it'd be a similar type of sign, similar shape, same, similar, same construction materials. We put the address at the top. We allow for some tenant names to be installed. And that's basically what we're looking to go with. And that sign would go in the front, in the front of the building.
Perpendicular to the building, or facing
Perpendicular to County Line Road.
to kind of, yeah.
Correct.
and there will be the way the building is set up now, there will be four tenants
Four
in the
tenants.
building. Two existing tenants that have leases.
So there's some change to that monument, the way that the sign part sits in the stone, right?
Oh,
That-
correct. This
Okay.
was actually, the other building employed a block, so we used that as part of this.
If I take 5 and 2, I get 7 feet. What's our max height? 6 feet.
It's 8 for
Eight.
ground
Oh,
signs.
Four from the bottom, right?
It's just 8 feet from
Oh, okay.
grade.
All right, so we're,
Yeah, I mean, I think if we needed to tweak the height or
We're
the
good.
size slightly, I mean, we'll stay within whatever guidelines the code calls for.
It's 30 square feet for maximum size.
Right.
Are we going to, I see 35
Is
there.
that 5?
No, you know what, I believe that because of
Oh,
you don't have the two pieces here.
Of the angle there?
Yeah, this,
Similar to the application
Okay,
prior to
got
us.
Do you know an approximate size then?
it should be about 30. I asked, the sign company went out and measured
Okay.
the other sign, and he told me he would keep it to, to within that size, which I believe is 30 square feet.
Okay, great, thank you.
And I'll make sure that it's no more than 30 square feet.
so you're asking us what?
the Township Chainsaw Brigade is tough. If
What's
that
it?
sign isn't 30 square feet, they'll be happy.
Oh.
It's just you, isn't it? Isn't it just you with your chainsaw?
The official township chainsaw.
Yeah.
Well, we're coming before you, because my understanding is, I wouldn't want to just go and put the sign out
Because you're
there.
going to come back before us again, right? Is what I mean, right?
Well, no, I'm hoping that that this concept is approved in terms of us putting a ground sign.
Oh.
This is their application for a sign.
Okay, so I got it. All
I'm
right.
sorry if I wasn't clear.
No, I'm sure it was I.
Matt, do you have any problem with it?
You want to just keep it in the 30, and you're good with that?
We'll keep it under 30, and it's just the monument sign you're asking for approval. We're not talking wall signs tonight, correct?
Well, I'm going to get to the wall
Oh,
signs
I'm sorry.
next.
Oh.
Okay, and then just for finally, if we can have a copy of these, we don't have these in the record, so we'll
Absolutely,
get that.
absolutely,
Okay?
sure.
Thank you.
All right, so the monument
Okay.
sign's okay. We're okay with the monument sign?
And this is the front monument, so I have a question for you about the back.
Cindy, you
Okay.
okay with the monument sign?
I'm okay with the monument. Mhm.
Okay, thank
It's
you.
consistent.
In the rear, this is on Glenbrook. This is an existing pole sign, which I believe, it's just faded from however long it's been there. There's a faceplate, an existing faceplate on the sign. Obviously, it's not in the condition that we would want it to be in.
Right.
So my question is, if we are to repaint this and put a new faceplate on this, consistent with just the names of the tenants. I'm not sure if there's any special guidelines, but basically that's what we'd be looking to do.
Is this square footage like 25 square feet or something for a pole sign?
But
It is, there's a couple issues with that I'm
Yeah.
seeing in that picture. Number one, it's not 10 feet from the right-of-way. So all signs have to be 10 feet. I see 4 feet of sidewalk and then maybe a couple of feet addition, so maybe it might be 6 or 7 feet. So right there, we've got a problem with. It's also a swinging sign, an overhanging sign, which we don't allow in the township. So this is a grandfathered sign, okay? But once you touch it and you make an alteration, then you have to bring it into conformance, okay?
Okay, I mean, the only quote-unquote alteration is just putting names on
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
faceplate.
that's-
That would qualify, that's considered
Oh, yeah,
alteration?
because if you think about it, there's a lot of grandfathered roof signs, not a lot, but there's a few left. So if, picture an applicant coming in and just refacing that, so they would never be in compliance then, ever. So the goal is to eventually bring these signs into compliance, such as this, okay?
Okay.
So you'd have to, you could dig that up. Well, you really need a whole new pole sign, because you're gonna have to move that 10 feet, and then you're gonna have to switch it out with a standard pole sign that's fixed. Okay, no higher than 15 feet, no greater than 25 square feet.
Takes
And-
you out of the paint and,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I would put something new.
no, I'm just saying, it's not as,
So we
Okay,
have
and it
to
has
deny
be
that-
10, would have to be 10 feet.
Correct, and then we talked about that on the monument side in front, that is
Okay.
gonna be, that's gonna be
Okay.
10 feet.
That's-
That's
okay.
because I saw the engineered plan.
Okay.
But it looks like, I mean, I'm pretty sure that just in this picture, that this is not, okay?
We have to
Okay.
deny the future of that sign.
Okay, so a pole sign is okay, provided it's 10 feet and meets some of the other criteria that you mentioned. Okay,
10 feet inside the curb line.
okay.
inside the right of way.
Inside the right of way.
Right
It's 10 feet inside the right of way. Okay.
Correct, yeah, just measure from to the curb, 10 feet in.
Okay.
It looks like you might be able to put it at the other, corner of that
Okay.
triangle there, don't you think? I mean, I don't know, I can't
Yeah,
tell
maybe
scale,
on the
but
corner,
right there
somewhere
where,
in the other corner.
yeah, maybe you can put it there.
Okay, okay,
And it's just gotta be fixed.
okay,
All right.
okay.
Now we know why Mr. Burns never.
That's why they never touched any of that
There's really
stuff.
actually writing on there. Is that bizarre, how faded it's got?
Yeah.
You can't, it's actually, if you look closely, there's actually lettering.
Okay.
Right.
All right, let me, I think we can talk about the tenant signs.
Yeah.
Okay. So, one of the tenants that we have, that I think you'd be happy to hear about, would be Rita's.
Oh, yeah,
Ooh, good.
Okay, and I know they've
that's
been
great.
looking for a location for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So,
How
what,
many parking spaces do you have?
we have enough, I know that.
Oh, no, I'm just curious.
30-something?
How many parking spaces?
You got that many?
32,
30, yeah.
including the appropriate handicap.
Yeah. So this is a rendering that Rita's provided. This is what they need to include on their sign, and they, these are the colors that they use. There's
It's their
I have some more.
standard logo. And
It's there, yeah. What are the height of the tallest?
Oh, yeah, by the way, this is an inside store. This is not an outside service window. This
Okay,
is an
right, you
inside.
go in.
They have to walk
This is
in the
it.
store.
Okay.
That's our doing. That's what when we take a building like this, we want it to be an inside store. So that's that's not typically how they want to do things. However, in order to be here, they're
they're kind of a
happy to
drive-up
comply.
operation.
Now, not to be stupid, but
Yeah.
is this your official, or their official application on this?
Yeah, what I was hoping to accomplish, and the other tenant that we have doesn't have a formal sign to present at this time. However, what I thought we could do is see if we can talk about some general guidelines, and if we can, come to an understanding on general guidelines, then they would be required to abide by those guidelines.
Well, I have
We're gonna-
questions
if-
about that.
We're gonna,
If
well,
we
we're gonna
can.
need more information on the
Yeah.
Rita's situation.
Okay, no problem.
Matt, what's the square footage,
We have a little bit more
allowable square
information.
footage on
Okay.
this?
Yeah, hang
I mean,
hang
my
one
goal
second.
isn't to be difficult, but we have guidelines for how an application is supposed to be brought. So That's why I didn't think you were actually asking for approval on the sign. There's supposed to be a
Right, well, I have
plan
a little
view
more
so we can see.
information.
I don't want to be difficult about
No,
it, 'cause
that's-
I love what you're doing for the township, and it's positive.
We tried to, I mean, I appreciate the applicant coming in because, I mean,
Yeah.
initially, he wasn't even aware about design review board, so this is kind of a sudden new thing for him.
Okay.
So, you know, he's coming in for that, and in talking about this with him, we tried to do this as much as in one shot as possible. Similar to what we did at 200 West Lancaster with Mr. Kelly when he came in for that building, and it was approved for general signage. So if you remember, his application came in, it just said sign, okay? Because the
Which one was that?
That's the former medical office and the gas station across from Anthropology.
I
It's
wasn't
been
there.
redeveloped.
Yeah, I think that must have been before my time, so I'm just going.
So he came in with
okay.
just general signs, you know, 16-inch lettering. This
Okay.
is the material it's going to be made of. And then we approved it all that night, so we didn't, based on, it didn't matter what applicant came in, but his signage was going to be consistent. Same color for each, you know, whether it's Charles Schwab or the White Dog Cafe.
Okay.
All of it's going to be the same.
Oh, okay, I do remember that.
But
that we
here,
did
it's a little
general
bit different, because if we're talking different colors, different size fonts for each individual applicant, then we're going to kind of need to see each individual one as they come in. If the colors are all going to be different, one might be illuminated, one may not be. So we're going to need to determine all this at some point.
I mean, you can dot in the area, the template area on the facades as to where the signs would go within that allowable area, and then come in
Yeah.
for each.
I'll show you. So in terms of where they're going to go, they're going to go in this area here.
Like under the dormers.
Right
under the
there in those
dormers,
strips, yeah.
Which again will be similar to the building next door.
But you're
un-
saying
under the dormers.
4 tenants or 3?
Well, there's probably going to be, 2 tenants in the front.
Okay,
Two upstairs and two existing on the
Downstairs.
other side of the building.
Yeah, there are 2 already
But
existing.
the question comes, it looks like there's 3,
yeah.
but we'll answer that in 1 second.
Yeah, it looks like there's 3. I think what we'll have to do, this is sort of just kind of a place mark, you know, as a
Right.
guideline, but in reality, there'll be, you know, 1 raceway to a.
You didn't explain
one-
what we
Yeah,
have.
well, one of the tenants, for example, is going to have, you know, a double area, if you will.
Okay.
The other tenant will have a single area. So
Okay.
the sign will have to be, you know, appropriately centered, you know, in each location. And what Rita's gave to me was this as their sign, and what we look for is the tenant letters to be channel letter signs. That's what we've told. I told the tenants we want them to come with. Typically, tenants may also like to add a graphic or 2.
Yep.
As part of it, but the letters themselves, we want them to be channel lettered, and there's some more information and more detail that Rita's provided, so you can't really read it from
I know.
here, but in terms of what colors they want and more detail about the materials. So they did provide that.
How tall is the R in Rita's? Just
I don't have a height from them per se. I know they look to do a 24-inch letter. We told them that's probably
too
not.
big?
I know, I understand that. So I think realistically, we need at least a 16-inch letter, something comparable to what's next door.
Right.
So
What do you have next door?
I believe they are 16.
I don't feel comfortable. I mean, I was very comfortable up until
Yeah.
you got to your tenants. I don't feel comfortable with the knowledge that I currently have, and I don't know how you feel.
I
But-
agree.
I want to see a mock-up of how it's going to look in proportion to the rest of the building. I mean, I'm not trying to give you a hard time. I mean, I'm perfectly happy.
Okay.
It feels like it was kind of, I don't want to force it through just for the sake of,
Expedient.
Yeah, I'd like to see a picture of the Rita actually superimposed
Yeah.
on the dormer.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that this at least should give you a very good idea as to what, this is the building next door.
Right.
As to, you know, how signs look on a building. And all we're looking realistically to accomplish is just what we have
Well,
next
can
door.
you do that for Rita's?
Yeah, I'm sure they can
Yeah.
just show what it would look like.
Yeah, we
on
just
the
need a
building.
We will ask their sign guy to do
Yeah.
exactly what you're asking.
Yeah.
We're also going to confirm that the letters next door are 16-inch, which I'm
Yes.
pretty sure that they are.
All right.
I will double check that.
We approved 16-inch for CDS.
That was a different reason.
Yeah, that's because that was their logo. But
Different reason.
Rita's, yeah, I'm just trying to think where we've done 16 that I've been here.
Well, I'd like to see it superimposed on the actual dormer in scale. Then we can deal
Okay.
with it.
Okay. And that's fine, then I'll let them come
They're
back.
not moving in within the month, are they?
No,
No.
no,
So
and then
we
they
have-
can come back to, they can talk about
So come back
window
next
That'd be
signage
nice.
as well.
Come back next month
Well,
with a
right,
picture.
exactly. They can
Okay,
do it
yeah,
all once also.
that's fine.
I feel more comfortable.
I would, yeah.
Okay.
Who's the other tenant?
It is a higher-end pizza restaurant. They have many locations. I don't know that they want
Oh,
to put their
okay.
name out there per
Okay.
se.
That's fine.
Sure,
but,
that's all right. When they're ready.
Well,
You know, they're,
They have a presence on the main line. You've heard of them, and it's not a pizza joint.
Okay,
That's all I
all
can
you
tell
have to
Good.
do is come back with a picture of the dormers
okay.
and the signage superimposed on there as a submission,
For him.
Okay.
and then we can deal with it. So come back next
Okay.
month with the
Okay.
details,
That's,
and we're happy to deal with it.
Okay.
Okay, I think that's fair.
That's
We,
fair.
Thanks.
We probably like to see
Go
as
ahead.
well.
Yeah, go ahead.
For Jerry Goldstone. For Mr. Goldstone, DRB 0927, we're going to approve the facade renovation and the freestanding sign as submitted. The freestanding sign, we do want to say, or the monument sign, we want to make sure that it's within 30 feet of square foot. And for the pole sign, we're going to deny that based on code. The two things to look out for, it's got to be 10 feet within the right-of-way or beyond the right-of-way, as well as it being a fixed sign versus a swinging panel sign.
Okay.
So the monument, as long as it's 30 feet is good. The pole sign, not so much.
Okay.
A second.
Tony?
Second,
Thank you.
approved?
Approved.
Matt, one question, was that 15, I wrote down 15 feet maximum height on that pole sign? Is that what you said
Correct.
before?
15 feet
From-
from grade.
From grade.
If you
okay.
go to
But the bottom of the flag has to be 7, if you call it a flag. for the
Above
signage,
7.
It has to be 7 feet.
Before
Right.
you waste time writing that down, if you go to the Radnor website, there's a cheat sheet you can print off from the design review board. It has a picture of the monument as well as the pole sign that gives you all the.
Oh, okay.
It's real simple.
Okay.
Okay. All right, thank you. Thanks to Matt also.
Thanks for your time.
Thanks,
See you
Tony.
Thank
next
you.
month.
Good luck.
Good luck.
We have,
Do you still have the hand sign, Senator?
Can Matt have that?
I'd like the hand sign.
I know. Where's my, Kathy's?
Next applicant is DRB 0902, Great Harvest Bread Company, 128 East Lancaster Avenue.
Matt, do we have anything on that?
I sent that via email. I sent everybody that application.
Well, that explains why I don't have it.
Oh, I did open that. Hi, Jim, how are you?
How are you?
For anybody who doesn't know, you should tell them about your store, your business, Great Harvest, right now, so.
Okay.
Did you happen to bring any pictures?
My name is Jim Blumenstock, and my wife and family and I are owners of Great Harvest Bread Company, which is fairly infamous in the heart of town, on right across from the Wayne Hotel at 128 East Lancaster Avenue. The business has been there for just short of 15 years. We've owned it for 7 years, and prior to us, locals, the Kirkuses owned it. We've been in business, straight through that whole time, and hopefully, we feel strongly we've been a great community citizen and, a great cornerstone business in the heart of town, helping the community, be what it is, which is a super place to live and a super place to do business.
We applaud your
what we're doing-
contribution.
You
Thank
do a
you.
lot, and if you haven't been in, you should go for your slice of bread.
Yes, we're well known for being a scratch bakery, whole grain bakery, but we're also a cafe in that we make specialized coffees and teas, and as well as sandwiches and salads when lunchtime comes. We wanted to enhance the experience a bit by adding, first applying and adding sidewalk seating for basically 4 people, 2 tables, 4 chairs, just outside our front door and just allow our customers a place to spread. We have a great business, however, we are limited in our space because we are also a production site, so we have a lot of space tied up with, you know, the making of the product.
So what you're requesting is to put a table and chairs?
Yep.
2 tables and 4
2 tables
chairs.
and 4 chairs.
Where are you in the process? Have you been approved for outdoor dining by anybody, or are we your first stop?
You are, well, we applied,
Yeah.
and we're also here tonight. It was kind of a quick 2-step process. You know, they got us on the agenda tonight very fast.
Right, but are they, who oversees whether or not they can do outdoor dining? Is that zoning?
There's a conforming issue.
That's just us.
It's allowed in the Wayne Business Overlay District where this location is, and once approved by you, assuming they will be, then that's it. Then they just renew their license. They do not have to come back to the Design Review Board as long as the furniture and the amounts do not change.
Sure.
But every year it's just a renewal application.
Do they have to take the tables and chairs in at night?
Oh, we do.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
well, it's up to them. You know,
Yeah,
a lot of people do based on theft and vandalism, but we do ask them at the end of the season, September 30th or October 1st, that you bring the chairs and tables in for the season, store them away.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be a plan.
Jim, this is the style that you want, what we see in the
Yes.
photograph, right?
Yes.
I think it's so nice to be able to eat outside in Wayne.
Absolutely.
I- You know, and there's really nothing, is it glass? Or is-
This is tempered glass,
No.
the top,
The top is?
yeah.
You-
I mean,
are
I
you
also
worried about
have,
that? Are you have any concerns about that?
no, I mean, I don't because it's encased, it's tempered.
Okay.
And it also has, you know, sort of a rubber, they have rubber brackets on the inside. And it's not in the sun, which is a
Right.
help for us because, you know, it allows for easy.
Have there been any, I'm looking at this, and I've walked by a few times. Have there been any issues with, you know, larger SUVs with that overhang that could potentially bump bump a chair or two or a table for diners or children right there?
I haven't, you know, I
Because
mean, yes, the overhang can be 6 to 9 inches, but, you know, I think people are pretty
Okay.
understanding in that area.
Because you have enough room.
I mean, the problem is when they back out, not so much coming in.
Right.
They're fairly careful coming in.
Yeah, because you have, based on your illustration, you have 6 feet 6 inches of clearance between the chair or the table and the building. I mean, we require a minimum of 48 inches. So you've got some flexibility there
Sure.
to push it a little bit more on the sidewalk. I know you don't want to block the sidewalk, we certainly don't want to see that, but just a little leery just with children right there, just with cars pulling in, and just try and keep an eye on that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Well, if it becomes a logistic problem, then you got to deal with it. It's, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you have to adjust.
Is that an electrical access panel? I can't tell. The bottom left picture, what is that?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, this one down on the ground?
Yeah. What is
Uh,
that just a shadow?
No, there is a panel here.
That is-
Yeah, on
Electric
the left side of the meter as you look out to the street.
Right.
I've never seen it inside or open, so I don't know.
Well, you could always move if you had to get in there.
Yeah, it's
but-
part of the
Yeah, just
streetscape.
curious, yeah.
I don't have any problem with it.
Jump up
Cindy?
and down on it, make sure
Yeah,
it doesn't.
I don't have a problem with it. I think it's a nice enhancement. We
Yeah.
did sit there, I know you tried it a little bit to see if people sat out there.
Right.
And we've sat there a couple of times, and, you know, it's,
Yeah, it's just a
Seem fine.
little extra,
yeah.
you know, enhancement.
If my colleagues agree, let's make a motion.
Okay, I move we approve the outdoor seating for Great Harvest Bread Company, OD 0902.
I think
outdoor
it's
dining.
DRB.
Well, this one says OD, so it's outdoor dining, I guess,
Oh,
instead of
yes,
design
okay.
review board. So anyway, I approve I move that we approve OD 0902 for outdoor dining.
Second?
Thank you.
So moved.
Okay, I appreciate
Go for
it.
it.
Thank you
didn't bring any
for,
bread with you?
Yeah,
Go
you
for it.
should have brought
You didn't bring
bread.
any bread with you?
well,
You know, bribery's okay.
I promise you'll be getting something.
Good luck.
All right, thanks.
Thank you. Cappy?
Okay, we're going to move back to DRB 0924, Cappy and Company, 337 West Lancaster Avenue, for a wall sign.
Good
Now-
evening.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Is this located sort of across the street, maybe from Manella's, or?
It is located at 337 West Lancaster Avenue.
Can you give me some landmarks?
Yeah.
What's across the street?
Yeah, it's not far from Manila's.
Okay, or what's next door? Is it
You're the
Ely?
sign contractor, you're not the owner?
I am, yes.
The sign
What you
contractor?
got?
I am,
Okay.
yes.
Okay,
And you are,
Sign Studios.
and you're Brian?
I'm Brian, correct.
Okay.
Yes.
okay.
Hello, Brian.
Hi.
Is this a corner I'm trying to picture the
Yeah.
property. Is it a corner? What's there now? Is there a business?
There is. There's an Allstate business. There's a massage place there. There's the law office of Fraser and Roberts.
Oh, is that, there it is. That's
And
USA Seafood across the street,
It's
isn't
the
it?
office of William Firth.
There you go.
Right, there's a seafood place
There's
directly
USA
across the
Seafood.
street.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
Seafood USA.
Yeah.
I stand corrected.
Yes.
got it. Okay,
They have 38 linear foot of frontage on the building.
mm-hmm.
If you can see this, I have it on a PDA. Just flip it real quick. Yeah. And if you see the vehicle, actually, this. If you see the vehicle, the signage that was there prior is right below this window frame on that wall.
I just drew it in there.
Hold it, wait a minute, okay, point to that again.
Cindy, I just.
Right there.
Right
Got it.
right
there.
Okay, oh, good, yeah, so this is where you're proposing.
Yeah, and the
putting it. I
signage, he has a lot of linear frontage for the small amount of signage that he's asking for. The signage that he's asking for is a baked enamel aluminum sign. It's a 1/4 inch thick, and I have a sample of it. It's black background with.
You know, we like carved wood signs. Can you consider that?
I think what's the code?
I can show you the product. That's the product. It's
Yeah.
a little thicker
I mean,
than that. It's
Would you
wood.
consider a carved wood sign?
I would have to check with them.
I mean, it's a lovely property, and to put a industrial sign on it, I think is, metal sign, I think a carved wood sign would be more,
Well,
wouldn't it be more appropriate, Cindy?
I agree, it would look, I would like the way it looked better, but what do you think?
Honestly, visually, you would not be able to tell the difference between a carved brickwood sign and a sign made out of a linoleum.
Could I see, is that the material? Let me see.
Yes.
Well,
Now, considering that's a little thinner. It's a 1/4 inch thick.
I mean, you don't think that looks a lot different than white?
When you
Yeah.
put the lettering on it, it looks the same visually.
Is the lettering gonna look like this? You like carved, is it carved out or raised?
The lettering
It's
is,
raised?
right, the lettering is that color.
Is it
Correct.
Yeah.
raised on here, or is it sculpted? Is
No,
it-
it's flat.
And what
It's
about,
flat painted.
what about
Oh,
the
it's
panel?
flat painted.
You're asking for two signs, then, right?
Yes, correct. And then the panel would be aluminum.
Where's the other sign? I see this one.
Right here.
Um,
That's fine.
Panel
I'm just
would
looking
be,
to see if it-
You know, .040 gauge epoxy.
What's the rest of this monument sign? Meaning, what tenants are on there? I can't really read the,
William Firth, Allstate,
are do they have the same panels?
they do.
Where's the?
They're
where's the
aluminum
Is it
panels.
the same thing?
No, what I'm saying is, do those two tenants, are their panels the same?
They are. If you look at William Firth, it's an aluminum panel. It's a .040 gauge aluminum panel. Allstate is the same thing. It's an aluminum panel, and so is Massage Matters.
And they have the same color scheme, more or less?
Well, they all have a parchment background as far as color scheme for that particular posted panel sign.
Right.
He's asking if he could have his with a black background.
What are the colors of Cappy and Company?
Cappy and Company it's the the flip side of the sample that I
This.
brought,
So here's the
which
back.
is,
Here's the lettering.
it's a
But
brush,
this is pointed, this
brush
is
gold.
painted on?
Excuse
It's
me?
paint- The lettering is painted on,
Well, the
right?
lettering on the aluminum sign would actually be vinyl, but it matches exactly.
Which sign are you on?
Which sign is this? This is what's going on the wall of the building, right?
That's going on the wall of the building,
But
correct?
it's painted on, right? Or it's,
No.
which is
Well,
vinyl on?
It's
but-
both of the aluminums, they're just difference in thickness. It's the same exact product. They're both an epoxy enamel baked finish, which is an automotive finish aluminum. One panel is a 1/4 of an inch thick. The other panel is 0.04 inches thick.
I'm going to ask my colleagues, but I think having an industrial-looking sign on a very residential building, I think is out of character, and I prefer to see
I mean, this looks like it's created a feeling of shadow and depth, but that's not really going to happen, is it? You know, the way this copy is made, do you know what I mean? Is that correct?
Yeah, that's,
Oh, okay.
that's the way
I
it'll
guess I'm-
look, yeah.
So that's why I keep saying, are they raised?
They're not raised.
No.
Then how do you get that? Is it painted on, that shadow, or that, you know what
No,
I-
that's all done with
Does-
vinyl.
Doesn't it look like it has?
no.
Yeah, that's all done with vinyl. I mean, visually, it's the same. I mean, I can assure you this. I mean, visually, you would not, the only difference that you would see between a redwood sign and an aluminum panel sign is if you're within, 6 to 8 feet in front of the sign. Then you would see a difference. But if you look at how far it is from the road for that particular sign, it's pretty far back there. I don't think anybody would be able to see it.
What's the cost difference to the client if you switch
It's
from
rather considerable.
Redwood's more expensive?
Oh, yes. Yeah, California Heart Grain Redwood's very expensive.
I can tell you that from my perspective, the monument sign, I would not be comfortable
I don't wanna-
changing. I would want it to be consistent with the other three tenants.
I would
Okay.
too. I
As
would
far
like
as
to
the
see
background
that
color?
monument sign
Yeah.
better.
Okay.
I'd need a better picture actually to see how it would play out, but,
Mhm.
I wouldn't want to see parchment black.
Yeah.
That doesn't really fit in with what we're trying to
Okay.
do in Wayne,
Okay.
unless you disagree.
No, I agree. I mean, I think it would not look consistent.
Yeah,
It's not-
so what I'd want to see, I'd want to see a
aesthetically.
better picture that sort of shows, mocked up what it's going to look like with the additional panel in there,
Okay.
to get a feel for how it's going to flow with the other three. I mean, if it was by itself, it's a different issue, but it's got to fit in with three other
Right.
tenants.
I understand.
Sorry.
I don't know what to say about this one that's going to be on the building. I know you're saying that it's set back a distance, so it wouldn't be
Well, we can table it, say, talk to the,
Can you come back with
another option?
another option that would be more aesthetically consistent with the architecture of the building? And kind of, I think you have
Yeah,
a
I
feeling
mean,
of what
I-
we've tried to do in
I think-
really in.
I mean, I think
I'll be really
slapping a metal
honest, though.
sign-
Yeah.
I'll be really straightforward with you. I did recommend redwood from the get-go.
Mhm.
Well, we're
Oh.
recommending.
Well, aren't there other wood options or wood-like options that
Well,
really look like wood, like
not-
carved wood?
Not necessarily. I mean, there are wood options such as MDO, which is medium density overlay made out of mahogany.
Mhm.
And really, if you have mahogany next to Alcobond or Lumilite, the Lumilite and Alcobond look much nicer. It's a professional finish. The paint's very consistent. The wood deteriorates in a few years, whereas the finish that I showed you, it's a 20-year finish.
I mean, the wood's pretty durable, too. There's wood signs
Not
all over
necessarily,
Wayne.
yeah. I mean, well, redwood
They're
is.
still there.
Redwood's very durable.
Why don't you, so we don't belabor this, we'll make it easy for you. Go back and talk to Cappy and Company and see if you can talk to them. Say it's our recommendation. We'd like to see a carved wood sign.
Okay.
What do you think, Matt? Are we?
It's an aesthetic decision, and we're allowed aesthetic
Yeah, well,
decisions.
just aesthetically, we don't like the look
Yeah.
of the metal, but are we?
I mean, if Brian, if you're okay with it, I mean, yeah, if the board, if you guys are okay with, and Brian's okay coming back, I mean, the applicant can always, when are they opening? Or are they open?
Their grand opening was yesterday.
They can do a banner sign too.
Okay.
For
Yeah, they can
30
do it.
days.
Okay.
They can do it on the
We have an
monument.
aesthetic privilege in our.
They can do it on the monument sign, or they can do it on the building.
Right.
Okay? So if it's okay with you, I mean, if the board would want that, are you okay with coming back?
I have to be.
Sure.
Well, also, you know, the monument side, this is not it's not presented in a way that we can actually evaluate, because we can't see the others, so it'd be hard for us. I mean, I agree with Matt and Tony that the black with the sign that's there right now, but it's really hard to see what we're looking at here, so
Right.
I need to see something different, and it's fair to ask him to rethink that.
Right, okay. I'll ask.
Okay.
We'll see you next month.
Yeah, we don't want to be difficult, but,
Yeah, that's it.
all right.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was
Thank
just
you.
2 signs.
Yeah, okay, great.
You may want this sample.
Matt, what do we need in the record for that?
Just continued.
Resubmission.
It
Continued?
continued, and
All right, in the matter of DRB 0924, the board recommends continuing this till the next meeting to get some more information regarding the monument sign and the wall sign.
Could I ask one question?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could bring in a sample of redwood and show you the MDO, which is mahogany.
Yeah.
And you'll see that.
Well, bring
Well,
it
you
in.
know what, I'd like to see a sample of this
It-
with the lettering on it, because I'm having trouble thinking that's going to look good. So if you could bring, do you have anything that you've got a sample of that? Any, you know, sign that didn't work out, or someone who decided they
Sure.
didn't want to
These
do?
signs all work, yeah. What are you talking
Yeah, they
No,
all
no,
look good, yeah.
not you didn't work out, but like the company said, oh, you know what? That's not
Well,
what we're gonna
actually,
do.
there's plenty of examples in town.
Okay, tell me where to look.
Look at Coins and Currencies. Coins and Currencies has an example of
Yeah, not my
of
favorite.
the raised
Uh-huh.
aluminum on it. Beethoven Wraps has raised aluminum, but there's also vinyl on the aluminum as well.
Did you do Beethoven Wraps?
We did.
Okay, I'll go look at
Yes.
them.
We're
That
trying
was
to
about
help you.
10
You're a
years ago.
sign maker, you're in the center of Wayne. We're trying to keep Wayne aesthetically attractive. It's why it's making Wayne the best
Right.
destination on the whole main line. We're the Champs-Élysées of
Right.
dining,
Whoa.
and we're trying to make it attractive as possible.
Right.
Because it maintains that and helps you. So if you would
Absolutely.
please go back. to
Yeah,
your-
I'll repitch.
We'd like to see a carved wood
You
sign.
know-
I'll repitch the redwood sign. I mean,
And
that's,
I
that was
also
my
wanna-
first,
Pardon me, since you're just,
Yes.
are we still on TV? Because you've just
Ho-
told us
hopefully
about
not.
the opening. No, well, are we still? Then you'll have to do it when you come back, because I want to
Yeah.
know about
Yeah.
Cappy. What's going on? They just opened yesterday, and
yes, they're from Berwyn. It's a hair salon.
Okay.
They do hair and nails,
Mhm.
and real high end.
okay.
And he's moving his business. I think he was in Berwyn for 15 years.
I remember seeing it there.
And he's moving his business here in Wayne. It's
So
a
you
better
must take
location.
advantage of all this stuff Tony's talking. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to
Thank
seeing
you very
next
much,
month.
Brian.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
See you next month. If that is the last submission,
I second your dream.
I move.
if that is the last submission, then we will adjourn this design review board meeting this evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.